Here's why I believe cryptocurrency is the future of finance. The financial system that we have, at least in the United States, is very archaic, and it's pretty similar all across the board. Now, if you look at it, it creates so many difficulties for people to literally just move money. If you've ever gone to the bank and you've requested more than $5,000, which I hope most of you have, just for the experience, they're gonna tell you no, most likely. They're probably gonna send you back home and they're gonna tell you, hey, give us a call next time you need more than 5K. Give us a week in advance. We're gonna make sure that we bring it to the bank, and we're gonna make sure that we have security guards with you and all this jazz. Now, okay, it's not every single bank that does that, but a lot of banks, they're not even keeping cash on site. That's for a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons is that they use something called fractional reserve banking. If they're using fractional reserve banking, that means they can literally keep one of your dollars in the bank, and then they're literally lending out maybe $10 or $100. If they only have $1 in the bank, but they're lending out on so much more money, that means they can't really guarantee that they're gonna have your money if everybody comes to the bank at once and decides to pull out their cash. Now, statistically speaking, is it impossible? I mean, it's not very likely, but if we do have a situation in the world where everybody tries to get their cash all at once, that could pose a real threat to banks because, again, they're not all powerful entities. They're literally just companies. They're publicly traded companies. If you look up Bank of America, you're gonna see, hey, Bank of America is a publicly traded company. Bank of America is XYZ. This is how much Bank of America makes. These are literally companies that are running a business. And so in order for them to make money, they start lending out and they have all these debt products. And so they make money off of those debt products. They literally need to lend out money in order to make money. Now, sure, they do make some money on the transaction fees and stuff like that. And sometimes they have like account maintenance fees. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of the money that they're making is just literally lending out money, whether it's credit cards or mortgages or auto loans, whatever it is. So they have fractional reserve banking. They have to keep some amount of money in the bank, right? That's why they want people to bank with them. They want you to have a savings account and they want you to have checking accounts with them. And by the way, they love when you have savings accounts with them because guess what? They're paying you maybe 0.1% interest on your savings account, but they're probably making a lot more than that. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of what exactly they're doing with your money, but this is one of the reasons that I got into trading Forex and I got into the foreign exchange because I understood what banks are really doing with your money. I encourage you to do some more research on your own, but have you ever wondered why there's a bank cutoff time? And so I think this really plays in nicely with the cryptocurrency thing because cryptocurrency doesn't have a cutoff time. Cryptocurrency is literally the future of finance because who wants to wait until the next day to receive their funds? Now, as a business owner, that might be even more frustrating because guess what? If anybody wires you money after 2 p.m. Pacific time on a Friday, you're not going to get it until Monday morning. That's literally 2.5 days that you have to wait to get paid. So as a business owner, that can be tough for cash flow reasons. Right? Now, of course, it's not a huge deal, right? It's not everybody that's going to be paying you after 2 p.m. on a Friday, but the fact is that after 2 p.m. any day, there's a cutoff, and that's Pacific time. Eastern time, it's 5 p.m. So if you're on Eastern time, it's a little bit easier for you, but after 5 p.m. Eastern time, every single day, the bank just decides, hey, you know what? We're not going to send any wires until the next morning. You know why? Because we can. And they're using that money for their own investments, for whatever they're using it for. So I'm going to leave you to your own research. You can go ahead and dive deeper into that if you want to see exactly what they're doing with those funds. The thing is that you should be in control of your money and you should be able to decide when you can move your money and when you can't. And so the current banking system does not allow us that flexibility. The current banking system is not on our side. It actually favors the banks very, 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 very heavily. And so that allows banks to basically do whatever they want. If they want to lock up your funds, they can lock up your funds. If they decide that, hey, you know what, you can't move your funds today, they can do that. If they decide, hey, it's President's Day, we're closed. It's President's Day and they're closed, right? There isn't really that, hey, you know what, you're the customer, you can move your money whenever you want. That doesn't exist in banking. So I believe that that is a big problem that exists in the banking world, in the financial space. So what does cryptocurrency do to solve that? So I think cryptocurrency actually creates a huge solution. And the thing is that the new technologies that really get adopted, like mass adoption, is stuff that really solves a core problem in our society. For example, cell phones, right? They have mass adoption. We've reached a point where we're not really going to go back from cell phones. Everybody's using cell phones because we've decided that this is the best way to communicate. We can text, we can FaceTime, we can call, right? We can do all these different things with this technology, and it has reached the point of mass adoption because guess what? It's just really not convenient to call people only from home. I don't even know anybody who has a landline anymore. But remember, back in the day, landlines were super popular. Everybody had a landline. I had a landline. And so we had a landline where it's literally a wired phone. You'd pick up the phone and you give somebody a call, and that's just how you did it. But we decided that, hey, that system is archaic. It's no longer a viable option, but we didn't really have another alternative. So then we started moving to like pagers and all these different things. And eventually we settled on this thing called a cell phone. And now we've reached mass adoption with the cell phone. The cell phone is the new go-to for people who need to communicate, especially rapidly. Rapid communication is key in today's world, and cell phones have allowed us to do that. Now, with cryptocurrency, we see this banking problem that we have. And so how can we solve this banking problem? Well, cryptocurrency allows you to transfer money whenever you want, and it's actually very, very fast. And so you can, instead of going to one central authority, right, instead of going to the bank and letting the bank decide what you do, you can do something called decentralized finance. You might have heard the term DeFi, D-E-F-I, basically just means decentralized finance. And so if we can decentralize our financial centers, all of a sudden we become our own bank. I could literally become my own bank using DeFi strategies, and I can lend out money if I want to. I can borrow money if I want to. I can send money whenever I want to. If it's after 5 p.m., if I want to send money at 2 a.m., I can send money at 2 a.m. because guess what? It's my money and it's my bank and I'm in control. Now, with that, of course, there come a whole slew of new things that we have to think about. What about security? Well, guess what? Bank of America, guess what? Chase Bank, they have a lot of money invested into security. They have security guards, they have anti-fraud measures, they have all these different things. And as an average person, you probably don't have access to that same technology because a lot of those things are very, very expensive and very smart, like AI, algorithm driven technologies that are identifying, hey, is something going on here? Or is this just a normal transaction? And it's amazing how accurate they can be with that. But you don't really have that with cryptocurrency. So you have to become that security minded individual, and security has to become your first priority. After you've secured your funds, you know you're safe, you also have to be careful about transfers, right? So now that you're in charge of everything, everything stops with you. There is no support. If you do something wrong, if you send money to the wrong place or you tell somebody the wrong address to send money to, that's it. It's just gone. You can't call a support center and complain, hey, oh no, my money's gone. Can you help me? Right? That just doesn't exist. There is no support center. You're the support center. So that just literally changes everything about the game. It's not just that, hey, we don't like banks, so we're going to become our own bank, but we still want support. No, if you're becoming your own bank, you are the support system for your own bank. And so if you have that in mind, if you have your security on point, if you know how to manage your own financial situation, and you're really careful about sending and receiving money, it really is the future of finance because it's going to allow so many more people to be able to get access to money. Some countries, people aren't allowed to even have a bank account. That obviously is a little bit more rare, but it's a little bit easier for them to have access to a crypto wallet, right, which can be within your browser, and they can make their payments and they can have access to money. You can send money internationally a lot more easily, right, through cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is a huge solution to this problem. Now, as the technology develops and as we create more reliable and safer ways to operate with it, right now we're still in the early stages, and so people really have to know what they're doing in order to be able to be effective with DeFi. But as the technology progresses and as it becomes more mainstream, more people are going to learn how to use it, and easier ways to use it are going to come along. Different tools are going to get developed, and different things that allow everybody to take advantage of DeFi is going to come around, and everybody's going to start adopting it because I believe that it's truly the future of finance. Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.